I'm afraid I've got some bad news. What's good, Internet? My name is Attack Slug. Welcome back to my 2K16 Let's Play My Career Ebenezer's Revenge on the PS4 on a fine Saturday morning as I record this. And we're going into Night of Champions to fight Brock Lesnar again. And hopefully, fingers crossed, get back the belt for a third time and be a three-time champion as per the Hall of Fame goals. But also, a bunch of guys got fired yesterday, so that's obviously our main topic of discussion for today, is all of the future endeavors. As I talked about yesterday, as was rumored, heavily rumored, the Future Endeavor class of 2016, which they haven't really done in years. They haven't done like a massive release like that in years. So I'm gonna hit go to match here. We're gonna fight Brock, and we're gonna talk about these eight releases, one by one. And we're gonna start with Hornswoggle, who got suspended last year for wellness, last September of 2015, and has not been on TV since. I'm surprised he was honestly still there, and they were still paying him to do what? Sit home? So, yeah, I'm not surprised to see him done. The thing here that was, I guess, the most messed up was that he just posted on Twitter that, hey, I've been here for 10 years, thanks WWE, and then gone. 10-year anniversary, then gone. Like, that's messed up. Whoa there, Brock. Whoa there, Brock. Dial it down a notch. I know you're Brock Lesnar, but dial it down just a little bit here. Like, I want to win this match? Oh, no. That's not going to be good for me. Jeez. If I lose by count out here, that's going to be fucked. At some point, it should have him run back in the ring around, like, 5. So, that's okay. Alright. We need to not lose here. Next up in our cavalcade of releases yesterday was Alex Riley, whose last televised match, well, last NXT match, will be against Shinsuke Nakamura. So at least he's going out fighting one of the best wrestlers in the world. But man, could not care less about Alex Riley, because, you know, whatever. He was relevant for a hot second when he turned on The Miz, and he got that pop for just a little bit. What are you doing, Paige? Got that pop for just a little bit, that face pop, and like I you know, thought he had a decent theme song, but kind of never had whatever that intangible it factor is. Alex Riley kind of never had. So you know, I'm sure he'll do fine on the Indies or in Japan or in Mexico or, you know, wherever. And maybe he'll, you know, actually improve his overall and then come back stronger, which I think a number of these guys might do. But that being said, never really cared for A-Rai. And honestly, I'm shocked he made it past that DUI a couple of years back. Look at the emotion for this championship bout. Next up, and this one is not particularly, like, I'm not surprised by it, only because the man is 66, and that is Zeb Coulter, a.k.a. Dirty Dutch Mantel, is no longer under contract and future endeavored, and come on, the man can barely walk. Like, that's a case where he is such a legend in the business that he didn't need them, they came to him and said, hey, we need you for Jack Swagger to be his manager, because Jack Swagger is not the best talker in the world. We need somebody as a mouthpiece for Jack Swagger. And they did that whole Mex America thing very briefly when they brought back Del Rio. But at the end of the day, Dutch Mantel is still a goddamn legend. So I'm not, you know, like, he has a place in any number of companies as a great mind in the business. But also, like, he can't be walking around doing stuff because he can't really walk too well. This is what happens when you've been in the business since the 70s. Anyway, our next complete domination. Oh, no, he reversed it. You son of a bitch. Maybe I should have adjusted the difficulty? Nah. You get what you get and you don't be upset. Boom. Out of nowhere. Next up, continuing, I guess, the clearinghouse on the short folks is El Torito, which he's been off TV since they decided to repackage or depackage the Matadors, which is Epico and Primo. So, obviously, considering he was their mascot, like, what do you do with him? Do you repackage him? Apparently not. You just get rid of him. So perhaps he's going to go back to Mexico. I don't know. We'll see. But I think that officially means that the shortest guy in the company now on the roster is Kalisto. So that's something, I guess. Anyway, moving on to totally unsurprising release in Cameron, who was kind of backing up Ryback and then had a big thing about being cyberbullied and some other stuff. That's unsurprising. She was never very good. And she went back down to NXT to try to improve. Apparently, it was not enough. And considering where the Divas Revolution is taking us and the Women's Championship, I can't see her hanging with the current roster as someone who, you know, is where she was at in, you know, the business. So that's unsurprising. And the most surprising part is that it took as long as it did. Anyway, speaking of surprising and things that I was not aware of, the next release on this list is Santino Marella, who was still under contract. That was the most surprising part. I'm like, wait, what? He's still under contract? And apparently he is. Now he's been retired from active in-ring since 2014. I want to say he showed up at the Slammies, the last episode of the Slammies, but hasn't really been doing much of anything else. I mean, he obviously has his Battle Art Academy MMA training thing, so he's got other stuff going on. So I'm kind of surprised that he was still under contract. So I guess not anymore. So sad to see him go because he was certainly comedy in wrestling is hard. Being legitimately funny in wrestling is hard, and Santino Marella excelled at it. He was really, really good, and he had an amazing sense of comedic timing, so it's a shame they couldn't find a role for him as a manager or as, you know, some kind of authority figure or, you know, something. They couldn't quite find a role for him. So that's kind of a shame. And then, of course, the bad news is that Bad News Barrett. Now, we already knew this for the past, you know, couple of weeks because he said, you know, like when that he was pretty much done and he was not going to renew his contract. So, like, we kind of already knew about it, right? But this just makes it official that he asked for his release, and he is done. And is Lesnar done here? No, he's not. So yeah, that's. I'm sure he'll go to New Japan or AAA or, you know, any Ring of Honor. There are any number of spots that would love to have Wade Barrett. I think he is supremely talented and should have been a world champion were it not for John Cena being John Cena. I think he should have been the first English-born world champion. But perhaps he'll go somewhere else, raise his stock, and then come back to, you know, better money and less of a grueling schedule. Always possible. And then, of course, the one that people got real mad about was Damien Sandow is no longer with the company. Damien Sandow, the man who got himself over a number of times, and they just did not want to deal with that. Again, another guy who can do the comedy stuff pretty damn well. And another very underutilized talent on the roster. And it is a shame to see him go, but I'm sure that somebody with some brains will pick him up. He could even be the next TNA World Champion if they could afford him. I don't know. He's got options. Really, Lesnar? Really? He's got options. So that's sad to see because certainly he's a guy that, you know, could spin shit into gold, so to speak. And it's a shame that they kind of just won't let him, or they wouldn't let him do his damn thing, and that kind of sucks. So yeah, that was the 8 releases that happened yesterday over the course of the day. Not at one time, but over the course of the day. And it's interesting to see who's still there. Like, you look at guys like Heath Slater, still there. Now there are certain guys where doing it again, rope break. There are certain guys that I'm not surprised are still there. Guys like Curtis Axel is not surprising, because apparently he helped train. I'm hitting circle. He helped train The Rock when he was coming back for his return, so he's got a good friend there, and apparently he's one of the few guys that Brock likes that is on the active roster. So certainly that is going to help you out to keep him around for that. So more than anything else in wrestling, in the wrestling business, it is about who you know and who you're friends with. And there we go, new champion. And there you go, for the 3rd time, your winner and new World Heavyweight Champion, Ebenezer Middlesdorf, the immovable object, Team Cheeseburger, the fattest man in professional wrestling today. And there we go. Night of Champions, you have a new champion. How about that? But like I said, it's all in who you know and who your connections are. How do you think that Funaki stuck around as long as Funaki did? He was good friends with Shawn Michaels. Things like backstage altercations that apparently Alex Riley had some shit with John Cena a couple years back in a locker room thing. So, these things follow you around.
Please welcome my guest tonight.
Oh, hi, Renee Young. I was looking at my phone.
Let's talk about what happened.
Yeah, let's talk about it. I'm your new champion. I should be holding the belt on my shoulder. Why isn't the belt on my shoulder?
How does it feel?
Feels pretty good for the 3rd time. Now, I've held this belt as many times as Roman Reigns. I just do my best.
I came in here just trying to do my best, day in and day out. I never thought I'd reach that brass ring, but here I am.
I'm not too Swiss.
This for granted. This WWE heavyweight title
That was my
is going
eye.
to stay around
Fuck.
my waist for a really long time.
Yeah, probably not. I don't know. We'll see.
There you have it.
Back to you guys. And that wraps up our fine Saturday episode of the 2K16 MyCareer Let's Play. Oh, hey, there's Ryback. Yeah, he's Ryback didn't get released. He's just sitting home until they can figure out if they're going to actually re-sign his contract. So he survived. Adam Rose survived, which was shocking to me, considering what he's been, doing lately, and whatever else. So yeah, there are guys. Oh, I will almost guarantee you, I'm not actually going to fight. I don't know if that's Victor or Connor. I'm not actually going to fight that match. That's going to be a run-in as we start building toward Hell in a Cell. Let's go look at our Hall of Fame here. We will have that sub-goal be a 3-time champion. We've completed 2 sub-goals. Now, of course, what's next? Who's next? I don't want to be a 5-time IC champion seems way too fucking long. That's until next year with the way that this show goes. Maybe we should go for holding every championship at least once? I don't know. Let me know what you think down in the comments, because all these seem like they're going to fucking take forever, and I want to finish this career before 2K17 comes out, and we're already in May, and that game's out October, so we're running out of time. So let me know in the comments, because I don't really know. But I kind of don't want to do the 1-year belt thing, because that just seems boring. I don't know. Let me know. I'm Attack Slug. Thanks for watching. More videos every day, and I will see you next time right here on this channel in a mo.